It's all about creating those moments that'll last a lifetime for people. We want to leave those lasting impressions.
Once I locked back into wrestling, I really, there was just so much about it that like fascinated me.
What I did always love was professional wrestling. Like that was my go-to. I knew there was something else that was calling out to me.
It was more about connecting with an audience.
I got to wrestle in the arena. I graduated college in. Nothing was given. Everything was earned. A testament to that work we had put in at that company.
Obviously, we wouldn't be there without all the fans.
Wrestling rewards those who stick around.
Call it how I see it, straight talk, no disguise. Southern slang dripping, got the truth in my eyes. Might like gavel, every word lay it down. Coach C in the booth, turn the game all around. Yeah, it's Coach C, he the best for business. It's Coach C, he the best for business. Yeah, I'm sharp as attack when I call the play-by-play. Every dog got his day, and I make the crowd stay. Cause every week we go live on a Wednesday. Dressing so sharp, that's the reason why your friends stay. The youngest in the game to do it, best for business. Coach C is the truth and everybody gonna witness. Love entertainment, you swear it's your destiny. Link with Coach C, we can talk about your legacy. It's Coach C, he the best for business. It's Coach C, he the best for business.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Another episode of Best for Business. When I could talk about two guys that have had impact on me so far, I'm so excited for this one. Traevon Jordan and Jaylen Brandyn. Guys, thank you so much for joining me.
For sure.
Of course, baby. Of course. Thank you for having us, youngin. Thank you for having us.
Yes, sir.
Like I said before we started this, you guys have done so much for me, literally since I was like 12 years old, the 10 and XWA show. So the fact that all these years later, I can call matches to you, call you guys friends, seriously, thank you guys for everything.
Yeah, you're absolutely welcome, man. Those full circle moments of life, right? It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Well, we met you when you were 12, and now you're like graduating college. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild. You're making us feel like unks now, but it's all good.
We got a wife and kids.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right.
I appreciate you guys. So I'm curious when we talk, XWA was so special at the time for you guys for pro wrestling. What was it about it that made you guys want to get involved? Traevon, is it you that steps up first and comes?
No, actually, JB was there first.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I remember I was in college. I went to college in Kentucky. I went to Eastern Kentucky University. I was a big athlete, so I wanted to play basketball. I was gonna play baseball. But you know, when you're in school, it's called student athlete. So the student part comes first. There was no student in my life. It was just athlete. Wow. So you know, I was far, obviously. So like I wasn't really locked into the school part, you know, and I couldn't play any sports. So when you're away, there's not much for you to do. So I really locked back into wrestling because I did fall off of wrestling for a little bit. Like, you know, like normal kids, you know, you get to like 15 to 18, you start being a teenager and stuff like that. So once I locked back into wrestling, I really like, there was just so much about it that like fascinated me. And then I remember at the time it was when like it was like 2017, 2018 when the Usos first turned heel. I saw that and I was just like, yo, that's dope. Like I like that. You know what I mean? And I feel like it connected to me a lot in a way. Just like the way they carry themselves, their swag and their stuff like that. And I was like, oh, that's like looking at stuff like that I would do, you know? And I never really thought about like being a wrestler, but I was kind of lost at the time. Like I couldn't play any sports. I wasn't that good in school. So like I remember I texted my mom, and at the time I was already talking about coming back home and like transferring somewhere else that's closer to home. And I remember I looked it up and I was like, I wonder like how do you become a wrestler? I think that's exactly what I Googled. Yeah. And then it came up like it came up with some stuff from where like my location was, but I switched it to obviously to Rhode Island. I remember the first time it popped up was XWA. And it was like I think there was like a picture of Cody Rhodes on the thing, and I was like, oh, that's the place where I'm going. I want to be like him. You know what I mean? Wow. And I remember, I think as soon as I came back, literally like a week later, maybe less. I didn't even have a job yet. I didn't have a car or nothing. I just went right. I signed up, and they told me to come down, and then that's when it all started for me.
Wow. Was it hard coming back originally?
I wasn't there for that long. I was only there for like 5 months.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it was hard. I mean, just packing all my stuff and going on a plane with like 5 suitcases was pretty hard. But I would say it was like I put all my eggs in one basket, and I was like, you know what? I at the time I did go to CCRI for a little bit, and I was thinking about playing baseball for them, but it was like more of a like, oh, what I want to take more serious. And I was so committed already to at that point to wrestling. I was just like, let's go with it. You know what I mean? I think I even took like acting classes at CCRI and everything. I was
Wow.
trying to get locked in.
Did playing baseball and other sports help you for pro wrestling later
Oh yeah,
on?
definitely. As soon as I went to training, because at the time Taven was training us, and he was like, I can tell you're an athlete, so let's do some stuff. So he had me do some stuff. You know, especially since I was a basketball player, it kind of helped out. I think a lot.
So you've got a unique journey, but Traevon, I'm curious for you. If you don't play baseball or basketball, maybe
Yeah,
He ain't playing
the
no-
exact opposite. So he was a lifelong athlete. I was a lifelong non-athlete. Like, never played any sports growing up. I dipped my hand in basketball for maybe like a couple of weeks, and I was like, yeah, can't do it. High school, I tried football. Like, yeah, nah, it's not for me. But what I did always love was professional wrestling. Like, that was my go-to. I'd always watch Raw every Monday, any pay-per-view that would come on. If we couldn't buy it, I was watching the Static channel and just listening to it over the time. So that was always my thing. Now, going back a little bit more in my journey, I went to college, or going forward in the journey, I went to college, graduated from Johnson & Wales University, got my degree in counseling psychology. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I didn't feel super fulfilled. Like, I had a job that I loved. I did enjoy what I was doing, but ultimately, I knew there was something else that was calling out to me. So with that, I got out of a long-term relationship, and I was like, I have to do something that I feel is fulfilling ultimately in my life. And professional wrestling was always that go-to for me. It was always there whenever I needed a little bit of a pick-me-up. It was always there when I needed something to entertain me. So naturally, I was like, let me see if this is something I can make happen, even without that athletic background. Now, I'd done performance arts. I used to do poetry. I used to go and do like the talent shows at my high school. So like naturally, I knew how to like talk and like talk to an audience and stuff like that. So I knew that would be my bag, but I knew I'd had to work on like how to get into physical shape, learn how to work out, that kind of stuff. But I knew that that was the path that I wanted to go down. So I committed to it. I went online just like JB did, hey, wrestling schools in the area, and I found a Wrestling Kingdom. It was the closest one towards me. So I said, why not shoot that shot and see if I can make this dream a reality? And here we are sitting 6 years later, got linked up with my brother, and now we're like one of the most longest tenured tag teams in New England now, which is absolutely wild to say. But yeah, it all started with
started
me.
so young too.
Started so young too, which is wild. But just was growing up, loved wrestling, graduated college, and I was like, let's just shoot the shot at the dream.
Wow. Especially in New England, XWA, you guys have a special group of guys. So I'm curious for you, is there a lesson that sticks out to you guys, whether it's from Taven or Vincent, that still sticks to you to this day?
Ooh. They told us so much.
Yeah, they did. They did.
So much.
They always would drop him.
I think for me, one of the biggest things was because when I first started, like, I remember just I would always watch. Like I never knew anything but WWE, and I knew TNA a little bit when I was younger too, but like I didn't really know much of the indies. So like when I started, I didn't even know who Taven was when I first met him, and then like once I started like watching like different stuff, I wanted to do so much indie stuff. And then I remember Taven would always tell us like he would always give John Cena as an example, and John Cena was my favorite wrestler. So I feel like that one always like sunk with me, and he would be like, John Cena is one of the richest wrestlers in the world. And he doesn't even really wrestle for real. You know what I mean? It's always about moments. It's always about like his character. And I think that's something that they build into us like from the jump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more about your moments. It's more about connecting with an audience, because if people don't really care about you, and if people don't if they don't connect with you, then you're really just it's hard to go places, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's one of the biggest things that stuck with me.
Yeah. Waves and curls especially, like you guys, I want to get to know your lessons, but you guys are about the moments. Like there's so many matches that you guys have, but like even like finishes and matches, things like that, like I can still recite to this day. Like when we just did Fight Life, I was telling you guys right before that show, I was watching you guys in the unit. It was just a silly little finish, the confetti cannon into your finisher. Like it's simple little things, but people still remember.
It's all about creating those moments that'll last a lifetime for people. We want to leave those lasting impressions. So that's what we try to bring into every single experience, whether we're running out of the curtain. Like I always say, every time we're coming out of the curtain, it's like a big I love you to the crowd to pump that energy up. you want to make those lasting moments for people that you guys can recall them later on down in life, just like you were saying with the unit finish as well
Yeah.
too. It's all about building that emotional connection for it.
Yeah.
Mm,
For you
for sure.
guys, especially, Trey, what was it like going to XWA? Because obviously you guys gone to different schools at times, but XWA is somewhere special. What was it like just learning from Taven and Vincent?
It was the best thing in the world, honestly. Like David was
Yeah.
saying, like they imparted so many different lessons to us. The biggest thing for me was like having two people I can look up to as mentors who had been there. They put in the work, they dedicated themselves to the grind. Vinny, especially, like he did a lot of training with us when Taven was down in CMLL. So he took
Yep.
over as lead trainer for a while.
Yeah.
And he would always drill into us like, hey, there were people who doubted me in my career. Like they used to call him like the worst wrestler in New England. Now to
Mhm.
see all that he's done in his career, that was that
Mm.
constant motivation that kept allowing me to say, okay, even though I'm not an athlete, even though this is a new realm for me, I can still do this. I can make a career for myself just like he did. So that
Yeah.
was the most special thing for me. It's just being surrounded by two people who had our best interests in heart
Mhm.
and also like they put in that work and made that possibility come true for themselves. So we could do it as well.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think the craziest part to me was to like in the area, you know, there were so many people that wanted to like to train and learn and stuff, but like people didn't really take advantage of the fact that, you know, Vinny and Taven, these are two guys that are on TV all the time. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Yep.
they're giving us like, and then the thing is like you can go to these different training places and they might not like it's not gonna be the same. Like they don't give you as much as like one-on-one stuff that Vinny and Taven really gave us. Like
Mhm.
there will always be like, oh, what's something that you want to work on specifically, and it was a combination of like different stuff in the ring. Like we would always have promo class. We would always do these different things, and like I feel like that them being on TV really helped us because they prepared us for like certain things, certain situations that they know they have experienced, and they didn't want us to experience. You know, like bad or
Yeah.
good. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
feel like that was really key.
Yeah.
Wow. Especially going to XWA. At first, when people go into wrestling, everyone says it. Nobody wants to be a tag team wrestler, but for you guys, you made it work. So
Yeah.
right off the rip, do you guys remember that first interaction with you two?
Oof, that was a long
I
time
don't
ago,
remember the
brother.
first interaction. Yeah, right. We unk
I
status
bumped a
now,
lot.
bro. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't remember that.
I do remember. I remember Trey's first day though. I do remember that because it was a couple people's first day. Uh, I think. But like, yeah, I definitely never like. I didn't imagine. Obviously, the reason I came into wrestling was a tag team, so it was kind of like poetic
Okay, yeah.
that happened. But I didn't see myself like, you know, especially when I first started. I feel like there wasn't. I mean, I'm a very like non-talkative person, so I'm very quiet.
Mhm.
Um, so it took me a while. I think when Trey got there is actually when I started like breaking
Whoa.
out more and like, you know, being more talkative to people.
Yeah.
But I would say I definitely didn't imagine being in a tag team. But as soon as it was suggested, I was like, oh, I don't want to do anything else. This is it.
How was this tag team pitched originally?
Oof. There was a lot of
That was Taven's idea.
yeah, I think
Pretty
there was a
sure.
lot of different components. I think the biggest one was that I was such an athlete and I was very like soft spoken. I wasn't very like, you know, I didn't have a lot of like, I would say comfortability in like talking or like expressing myself, you know, like things that you have to do and where Trey was very like, you know what I mean? He was comfortable, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? And I think when we meshed those together, that's why they were like, okay, what if we combine your two abilities and, you know, I think you guys will bring the best out of each other, which we did.
Yeah.
Wow. How does the idea for Waves and Curls happen?
Like the name?
Yeah, and like the
Oh,
inspiration of what you guys are going for.
that was all big ragu,
That was
baby.
all big ragu.
Wow.
All big
Yeah.
ragu. We were
He was like,
struggling to come up with a name
yeah,
for the
oh man, it was
longest
bad.
time.
It was
And
bad.
then we were down bad on it. And then Ragu stopped. He looked at us. He said, well, you got waves and you got curls.
Yep.
Why don't we put them both together?
Yep.
Waves and curls.
Yep.
Took the ball and run with it. So shout
I
out to Big
remember that.
Ragu, man.
Yes, sir.
He's one of the dudes we had trained with for a long time.
Wow.
Mhm.
So you're given
Yeah.
this idea, Waves and Curls. I'm curious, what is like the inspiration you're going for this tag team? I mean, when we talk Waves and Curls, there's a reason why you guys have been going for as long as you have. So it's little things like the Confetti Poppers and all that.
Yep.
What was the inspiration you were going for originally?
Oof. I think we kind of like take different. I know Trey's like very good at like deciphering stuff from like things that he watches or things that he sees, like different TV shows. Like I think a big thing for us we even had like gear inspired. It was the Martin Lawrence show, like back in the day, you know. But just like different characters that we see on TV or like stuff that we watched growing up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's like a big part. But other than that, it's just really being ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
Wow. For you guys especially, I'm curious, what did it mean when you guys finally won the XWA Tag Team Championship? I think you're the second ever group of students to win. I remember Bones and Steel won them originally.
Yeah.
But for you guys to be students to hold those, not a lot of students have ever held the XWA titles. For you guys, what did that mean for you?
That was a milestone achievement. Like you had just said, we were the second group of students who ever got them. So
Yeah.
it just a testament to that work that we had put in, like training, all the long hours in the gym, all the long hours getting the reps on the road.
Yep.
And to be rewarded with those is like, all right, you guys have shown each and every single thing to be worthy of like becoming tag team champions for the company. So it was a beautiful thing.
And it was cool because when I first started, it was a lot of like the Workhorsemen, Bear Country, like all these tag teams that were the MSP, you know, and then for us to get in there at the time, it was pretty cool. So
yeah,
it was definitely cool.
And especially during that time, what was it like having XWA Thursday Night Throwdown? Before Wrestling and Open all these companies, XWA was like kind of first of its kind for an independent company. Beyond later did it, but for XWA having those reps weekly, not even knowing sometimes who you wrestled till you got there. What was that like for you guys?
It was I think it was cool. For us at the time, it was kind of like on its you know, near its end. So it was a little different for us, but I mean it was still cool to be able to like wrestle these different people from different places that we usually don't see. I think we built a lot of connections through there, like Brick City, you know, Miracle Gen, The Haven, like all these people that we kind of connected with there, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. What's the first time Waves and Curls wrestled their trainers? Is it XWA the Honor No More match?
Well, other than training, I used to wrestle Vinny a lot at training, but that doesn't really count.
I remember you did a match. You teamed with Jay Lethal, was it, against Way of Honor No More? Is that the first one?
I think we wrestled Dutch and Vinny before that.
Okay, Super Show.
No, I think it would have been. Oh, yeah, we did wrestle Beyond Super Show too.
Okay, Beyond,
yeah. Wrestling with them at Beyond. That was the first one.
What's it like wrestling somebody like a Vincent or Matt Taven? Obviously, you learned so much, but in this experience, it's got to be a test in itself.
Yeah, definitely. It's rewarding though. Like, you know, I think for us it's probably a little different because we train with them. Like, literally, like they see us, like they know all our, like literally everything we do. You know what I mean? So, I think they really try to like test us, which is cool. But yeah, it's definitely rewarding, I would say.
Yeah,
super rewarding and fulfilling, and it's like that moment you get to show them what you've learned since you've begun training as well too.
Like look what you taught us.
Right, exactly.
And then when I look at Waves and Curls, I don't know if you guys definitely probably do. I was looking at moments that gave me goosebumps from Waves and Curls, and there was one that stuck up when I was still going to shows as a fan. Do you remember? It was Beyond Wrestling. Fett, you had a fatal 4-way match. You guys come out and the place goes ballistic for you guys.
Yeah.
For you guys, I'm curious. Talk about Fett Music. What's that favorite venue that you guys wrestled at? You think?
Ooh. Well, I mean, besides like the AW ones that we've done,
yeah.
Oh, that's hard because there's like a lot of places that are nice.
Yeah.
I think Mid Hudson Civic Center, just for the history that they have there.
I forgot about that.
That was awesome. And then, like you said, with AEW, I got to wrestle in the arena I graduated college in Providence.
Yep. That's where I watched all my where like I used to go. Me and Trey used to go. We went one time to like watch Raw. We were just sitting there. We was like, yo, we're gonna be there one day, and like we got to wrestle in that arena, which was that was top one for me for sure.
Thing. Yeah. That one was dope. And then when I got to wrestle my home arena in Bridgeport as well too. Like that's the arena I went and saw like a bunch of different shows at. So that one was cool too.
Yeah. Is Mid Hudson Civic Center, is that for Northeast?
Yes. Yeah, it is.
How does Northeast Wrestling happen for you guys?
Well, when we were like when we first started training, a lot of the times the NEW would use the ring that we train in. So we would always like come out and help with the ring crew and stuff like that. So we always built a relationship with Lombardi from there.
Yeah.
And I guess just from him seeing us like, you know, always working and helping out, he gave us an opportunity, which was like it was dope because it goes to show you like that's something that Taven and Vinny really that's probably the biggest thing that they installed in us is always help out. That's how you get recognition. That's how you get opportunities. And I think that was the first time that like we saw it come true. And ever since then, that's where we were like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. That's why we were always at shows helping out and getting our
Nothing was
opportunities.
given.
Yeah,
Nothing was given. Everything was earned. That's how it came to be at Northeast Wrestling. Even though Taven and Vinny had a legacy there already, they want us to go in and put in the miles, put in the work, set up the boards, and that's how we got our first match at NEW, which
we were selling DVDs,
selling DVDs, slinging them mugs
like
crazy. Wow. That's how we got everything.
Wow. I think Lombardi, one time we sold so many DVDs for him, he was like, I'm booking you guys in the next show. It was like,
there's a few matches I want to ask you about our opportunities in general. At first, how does GCW come along?
Ooh, I think Trey got that because I think it was they hit you up.
Yeah, they had hit me up. I think it was Jimmy Lloyd. He had hit us up and was like, "Hey, we seen the work that you guys are doing. Would you guys like to come in?" And then everything unfolded from there. And that match is still one of my favorite matches. Like we've done all time. It was wild, bro.
Yeah. We got beat up, but it was a crazy match.
What sticks out about that one?
Weeks after. Just the atmosphere, like it was electric inside. Yeah, it was absolutely crazy.
It's like the fact that we've never been to GCW, even though it was in Providence. Like we never been to GCW, and they have a very like distinct crowd. It's a very different crowd compared to like the regular indies, and like a lot of them knew who we were. I think that was like, I was like, oh, this is cool. And we're wrestling like second gear. It's not just anybody. It's the second gear crew. You know what I'm saying? That's like the GCW tag team. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that was cool.
What about Deadlock?
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
Deadlock, that's still my favorite experience too. They had they emailed us, I'm pretty sure. They reached out and like, hey, similar thing with GCW. We see the work that you guys are doing. Would you guys like to come and try out for the company? And went there and killed it with an NDA. That was one of my favorite matches.
One of my favorite matches, man.
Well, JB, you said it's one of your favorites. What's so special about it?
I think just like that was, I would say that's probably our farthest like we've ever had to go outside of like New England. We've been to like Chicago area and like New York, New Jersey, like those kind of areas, Pennsylvania. But this was like in the Carolinas, so this is a little farther, you know what I mean? Yeah, and we get there and like it was a great experience because at the time we were doing the Beyond stuff was when we were like doing the gauntlet and all this stuff. So we were like really, I feel like our momentum was really up in New England, and we just had started doing like AEW and arenas and stuff like that. And then we go down there and it's like now we got to start fresh because these people probably don't really know us and stuff like that. And literally as soon as we came out and like we, with our energy and stuff, it was just like the crowd they were right there with us. And it was just like, that match was so fun, man. Those dudes were so good. And I think we just had so much fun there. That was like the best. Yeah. Like when you have fun, that's when it's the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Whose idea? I gotta ask. Whose idea is behind the confetti poppers?
That's all Trey.
That was me. That was me. I was using confetti as a singles first, and it was just something like that. I thought was like super fun and cool. So why not just do it? Like it's as simple as that.
Nice. Yeah. Especially when we talk tag teams. Is there anything that stood out when you guys wrestled to infinity and beyond?
Ooh.
Good one too.
I would say they're very like, it's cool when we have to like, since they're more experienced than us, it's cool when we have to go and just like listen sometimes, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I feel like they were very like, they knew what they were doing type of thing. You know what I mean? Not that everybody else doesn't know what they're doing, but like it's very few chances, especially now, like in New England, where we don't have to lead. You know what I mean? Like we don't have to be like the more experienced. And I feel like it's good to learn sometimes still. And I feel like that was a good learning and experience at the time,
Mm-hmm. And especially during that time, when you talk Northeast Wrestling, at first you're selling DVDs and helping with boards, to later on winning the Northeast Wrestling Tag Team Championships. I was looking at the lineage right before this interview. Mm-hmm. It's stacked. So for you guys, especially working your way to a show, for you, when you got that 3 count, what did that mean for you guys?
Oof.
Full-blown cathartic moment, brother.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's, again, like you had said, lifting the boards, selling the DVDs. That was just like, all right, we finally hit the pinnacle of this company. Like my family was there. I was sitting there. I'm an emotional dude. I was crying, JB's crying. And I think it's just, again, and I've said it a couple different times, a testament to that work we had put in at that company. Like selling the DVDs, lifting the boards, being the first people there, and then the last people leave at the end of the night.
Always.
So that was just like a culmination of every single thing. And no wonder why like all the tears was just flowing because we had earned it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
600 days combined too for Northeast Wrestling. Is there a match that stands out?
Oof. I would say like just in general or during our
Just in
tag
general.
reign? Oh, definitely our private party match. I think that was like our first like actual like a big test. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think we were still like brand new because even we didn't start till like right before COVID. You know what I mean? Literally like, right before COVID I think this was like early 2021 when we had this match. So and then I broke my arm, so that's already like half of the year gone. You know what I'm saying? So I think Lombardi, like he didn't have to, but he really wanted to test us. You know what I mean? And he was like, you guys wanted this match, and they asked him to about us, so it was like, here you go, here's your match. And I think that was like it was a fulfilling moment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. How'd you break your arm?
We were doing the show in Jersey, and I did a drop. It was during COVID. I did a drop kick, and just the way we landed, he landed right in my arm, and it just snapped it right in half.
Wow.
Yep.
And when you talk about tests and your hard work for you guys, how is the experience just to share the ring with FTR?
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
It was one of those just all time surreal moments. Like I remember looking at JB when we was in the ring, just like, yo, we did it. We're here. And just seeing them come down to the ring towards us and know that we're about to put on, a match in front of all these people. It was sick. It was sick.
Yeah, that was our first so we like obviously when we did AEW during COVID, it was in Jacksonville, but there wasn't really that much fan. There wasn't really any fans at all.
Yeah.
So this was the first one where it was like we did a arena, you know what I mean? And it was full. So it was also like, oh damn, here we go. Like this is crazy.
Yeah. I'm curious, if you walk me through the day that you guys are wrestling in Providence. When I interviewed Sammy Diaz, he told me his match changed like 5 different times to when he found out he was wrestling Vincent and Dutch. Did you guys know early on you guys were having that match? Because you guys had, I think it was 2 Ring of Honors, they taped, and then Ring of Honors after that too.
Yeah. So we were like
you remember JB?
We were like one of the first matches. So we were in the beginning half. But I think everybody found out around the same time, but ours wasn't one of the ones that switched because we were one of the first ones. So, but yeah, because I think we found out like around like 4 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how was it? I remember when you guys get announced, insane reaction in Providence. For you talk about the place JB, where college you graduated, you said? Or Trey?
JB grew up there. I graduated.
JB grew up, you watch wrestling. Yeah. For you guys, when you hear your names announced that place, absolutely ballistic. Against guys on TV having a bigger pop. For you, what did that mean for you guys?
It was cool, man. It was dope. It's just like, we love it when people show love to us, man, because obviously we wouldn't be there without all the fans, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a fulfilling moment for sure. Like, this is my hometown, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah. And then what is it? That same weekend you guys wrestled, was it JD Drake and Beef?
Yeah, next week in Trey's hometown right after. So it's like we got the best of both.
And got that same love. Got that same love from the crowd too, which is insane.
How is it wrestling those two?
It's great. It's great because we were supposed to wrestle JD and Anthony. I think
that was when I broke my foot.
Yeah, a couple years before, and so we never got to get that. But we got it. And JD's always been somebody that looked out for us too. So it was dope to be able to wrestle.
Nice, especially when we talk Northeast Wrestling. For you, Traevon, originally, what did it feel like? Walking through the day when you won the Rumble there, especially.
Honestly, it was an amazing experience, but I also felt like that pressure of it as well too, like those expectations. All right, now it's time to like carry the company on your back. Let's start over again from square one. Because I broke my foot, I was out and had like a little spurt of like depression, sadness for that. But this is my moment to come back and be like, okay, let's prove it. Like you can do this. You can like, dang, I'm getting a little emotional speaking about it. Just like, you are given this opportunity, make it count. And I think that's something I carry with me all the time. So I was able to go out there, still feel that love and energy from the crowd, because you don't know, when you're gone for quite a bit of time
Mm-hmm.
if people are still going to react to you the same way. So I knew that I needed to lead with that love and see if everyone else was going to follow with it as well too. The people were still there behind me, won the Rumble. Confetti was going off like crazy, and I was like, all right, I can still do this. I still got this. Let's make it happen. Oh, my dog's acting up. Max, chill out. Anyway.
And then to lead with that right after that, how was the experience? Good friend of mine. How was it wrestling Danny Maff?
Yo, Dan Maff is the absolute man. Like
Yeah.
He's the
he's
best.
just his mind for professional wrestling is second to
Crazy.
none.
It's
Like
crazy.
he literally can like just he's just like a master class, a master magician when it comes to like putting together matches,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to just the structure of everything. So just to sit under his learning tree was absolutely phenomenal. So I'm eternally grateful to Ma for everything that he imparted in me. And then just being in the ring with him was again second to none. And having my whole family there for that moment as well, too, when I won the strap was phenomenal.
Nice. And then after that, JB, what was the experience like team with Encore? How did that idea come about?
It was dope. Well, obviously that's when Trey had broke his foot and we had the
Yeah.
titles, and like I remember Mike, he was just like trying to find something, and we were just like thinking, and we couldn't think of anything. And I think I remember the day of the show, it was Encore's first match at NEW. Like he's never been there before,
Yeah.
and he just like he did so well, you know. And I think it was kind of like he saw him and he was like, I think you guys can work together, and we kind of thought the same thing too. And then he put the idea out. He first he wanted to see how Encore would do out there with the NEW crowd and like see how the people would react to him, and he did really really good. So I think we had a segment later on in the show, and he came out, made the save. I was about to get beat up,
Yeah.
and it was such a good reaction that he was like, yeah, let's roll with it. So I think, and then from there, the next show we had tag matches, and it was cool because Encore he's so smooth in the ring. Like, he has great charisma, he has great personality, and it was so easy for us to connect.
Nice. And especially talking about learning for you guys, is there something that stands out or just the experience learning from Ryan Waters in general? Another great mind in pro
Oh
wrestling.
yeah, Uncle Drew.
Uncle Rai
Uh,
Rai, Uncle Rai Rai.
I think
mean,
he's so good. He's
Yeah.
so good. Yeah. Um,
just those little intricacies and like how to elevate your
yeah.
game. Like he'll help you refine things, and
Exactly.
things you didn't even see, like help you out with your
Yep.
blind spot.
Mhm.
And then as well, one of the biggest things that he had drilled in me as well too, like when I was coming back and like was really down on stuff, he would always say like wrestling rewards those who stick around.
Yes,
So like
that's his
just
biggest thing. Yeah.
just stay in the game. Like don't be afraid if there's ebbs and flows. He always says there's ebbs and
Mhm.
flows. Things are gonna go up, things are gonna go down. Just ride whatever waves that come.
Yeah.
So that's
I
the biggest thing.
I think the best thing about Ryan too is like he's very straightforward. So like he won't
Yeah.
like sugarcoat anything to you. He'll tell you like what you need to hear, and that's the
Right.
best thing, especially in wrestling. Like you need to know what's good and what's not good. You can't let people tell you, oh, it's good and it's not good. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Right.
he will let you know. And that's one of the things I love about him.
How did Ryan Waters become like the destination for you guys? Was it XWA, the pandemic happens, and then you were looking for somewhere else, or how do you guys go there?
Well, I mean, Ryan will always he would always come down sometimes, because he trained
Yeah.
Vinny and Taven. So and I think and we would always he would always invite us, to go over there. But I think that was set in stone. Once that happened, I was like, we're going right to Ryan. Like it's pretty much, it's like we call Taven our pop, right? That's Taven's pop. So it's like, all right, we're gonna
That's
go
Unk.
where you know what I mean? That's
We're going to Unk's crib.
Yep.
Word.
Wow. For you guys, especially when you've wrestled so far, is there anyone that you would say brings the best set of waves and curls in tag teams?
I mean, we're permanently married to Brick City Boys, so
Yeah.
like, that's one. That's one
Um,
right there. MSP
yeah.
was the first tag team that like helped us rise to that level. Like they were our
Yes.
first match at NEW,
Yep.
and then we did like a
the
little thing
loop.
with them over at Ironheart Pro as well
Yep.
too. They helped us refine a lot of stuff. We would ask.
I
them
was,
to
you know,
fix-
who's I wouldn't. This is not a tag team, but it's somebody who's like been in a lot of different tag teams. I would say it's Trips. We've wrestled him so many times, and he just he's just so good. Like I think he's so underrated.
True.
Yeah.
and he's helped us out a lot. Like I think we've had so many good matches with him, whether it's with whether it's with Danny or with you know, when he was with
Yeah.
with Casanova and all them, you know, and I love wrestling trips. I wrestled him a couple times. He was my first match ever, actually.
Wow, how was he in your first
Yeah.
match?
Yeah, it was at a birthday. It was at a birthday show.
Yeah.
And he was just like, he's asking me like, oh, I think I've been wrestling for like 4 or 5 months maybe since I started training. And he's just like, oh, like, what do you do? And I was like, I don't, I don't know, man. I just got here. It's only my third day out here, bro.
Wow.
But it was fun, man. He made it so easy. And it's just like, we wrestled him so many times. I love wrestling trips.
Nice. For you guys, for the people that have accomplished a lot in wrestling, originally off the rip, it might be individual answers, but what would you guys consider your first big opportunity in wrestling?
Ooh. I mean, it depends what we would consider big.
Uh-huh.
I think for me, like literally right before COVID, I remember we were only wrestle like XWA. I think we might have done like some PAPW stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we would always like go to Chaotic to help. We would always go to NEW to help. And I remember literally like I think it was December, right before December 2019. Yeah, right before COVID. It was like back-to-back weeks. Back-to-back weeks, they hit us up. It was like Chaotic, NEW, all these places to come wrestle for them. And I thought that was like big for me at the time because it's like these are places where we would go to help out. We would be like, oh, we can't wait to be here. And then to happen like that, both of them back to back, I think that was like, oh, this is cool. This is, you know, we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. Traevon, for you,
Same.
what would you consider? Yeah.
Same, like being able to
Yeah.
get on Chaotic NEW, but also like the first time we went to Jacksonville for like those
Oh, yeah.
AEW
That's
COVID tapings.
Yeah.
That was like just a wild experience getting that first like glimpse of the big stage.
Mm-hmm.
It was wild. Just flying down on the plane, I'm
Yep.
like, God, I can't believe this is happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
So those are those big ones
Yeah.
for me.
We had our
Nice.
little trailers. I'm in a trailer. I'm like, damn.
Oh, right. Feeling like a movie star and all
Yeah.
that. It was
Wow.
dope. It was dope.
I know we talked about a couple, but is there a match that stands out that you guys say would define your career? I know we talked about Deadlock and GCW. Is there one
Yeah.
match that if someone was to ask you about a Waves and Curls match, do you have one that you're pointing to?
Ooh, that's tough because we have favorites,
Mhm.
but one of our favorites might not be the one that like really, you know what I mean, put us
Yeah.
over that. You know what I mean? I would probably say, honestly, when we debuted at Beyond, once we started doing like the Beyond stuff,
Mhm.
I feel like we started getting a lot of opportunities, a lot of eyes on us. I'm trying to think match wise, maybe that's a little tougher. We had so
Yeah.
many matches, bro.
That defines Waves and Curls. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a big one.
And especially too, like you guys talk about Waves and Curls, maybe not the matches, but there's so many moments that stand out. Like
Yeah.
right off the rip, I remember Live Pro Wrestling, the first time ever they go to a high school, just you guys getting managed by Officer Davis and him get involved, see the reaction of the kids. Like Waves
Yeah.
and Curls have been a part of so much in wrestling, especially
Yeah.
in New England.
Yeah, it's funny
Yeah.
that you bring up like being over with kids and stuff like that. Like that's something that we really wanted to like, you know, because we know what it's like to be, you know, one of those kids and like, you know, rooting for these people. And like back when I said the stuff about Taven, when he would talk about like John Cena, another thing he would say is like the reason John Cena's so big is because kids. It's not because of like adults. Like, you know what I mean? You got to pin
Yeah.
it to the kids. Kids are the most important part in wrestling and in life, to be honest. You know,
Mhm.
so that was like a big part. Like we always want to be able to connect with kids.
Facts.
Nice. Is there any tag team? You talk about wrestling pretty much all of them. Is there any tag teams that you haven't wrestled? I don't think in New
There's
England at
actually-
least. But
There's a lot actually, but
okay. Who's like
um,
sticks out?
Sinner and Saint, I like them. They're from like the
Yeah.
Washington area. I really want to wrestle those guys.
Yeah.
besides like
Put those
teams that are like, you know, signed and stuff, I'd definitely say there's some. Trying to think, can't think of any right now, but
I know
I
you.
think actually-
I know you wrestled Maff 1-on-1. Have you guys wrestled him and Donovan yet, or no?
no, we wrestled.
No,
Maff
we
and,
haven't.
We wrestled Maff and Kerr though.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only time I've ever got to be in the ring with Maff, which was dope.
Yeah.
I would say we did just wrestle. We got to wrestle only DJ, but we didn't get to wrestle DJ and his partner.
Jose?
Yeah, and Jose.
That'd be
That would be
tough.
one. Yeah, that would be one that's like, you know, pretty cool. But yeah, I mean we've wrestled a lot of tag teams. Obviously, actually, Fly Death from they're in Houston
Yeah.
at Booker T school. That's a team that I would like to wrestle.
That'd be
Nice.
tight.
And especially when this airs, is there anything going into the new year that Waves and Curls want to do in wrestling? You've accomplished a lot. You've wrestled some of the top
Mhm.
names. What's next for Waves and Curls?
get that contract.
All right, pen to paper,
Yeah.
baby. Pen to paper. That's what's next. That's
Yeah.
the biggest thing.
Yeah.
That's our
I think
biggest
for
goal going to you.
I think for us it's just like really like, you know, for me, I really want to like, you know, get more in shape. You know, there's like little things that we want to work on to like get to that level. But I know that we can get to that level. You know, we've been there so many times. Obviously, that means like, you know, that we can be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just like little stuff that we want to, you know, better ourselves at to be able to be on TV permanently. You know.
Nice. Well, guys, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for me since I was like 12 years old all the way to now. But however, every interview I've done for Best for Business has ended the same now. The day you decide it's all done, which obviously isn't happening anytime soon, but the day you decide it's all done, whoever wants to start, what do you want your legacy in pro wrestling to be, whether it's waves and curls or individual?
Ooh.
A big one.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's tough because there's so many stuff that have been done already. Like, you know, like so many people are doing like breaking barriers nowadays. Oof. That's a hard question. You know, and it's hard because like it's not stuff that wrestling is so much like you got to think about now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Damn,
I think it's just for me. I want my legacy to just be having given people moments and memories that they can continue to carry on with them for the rest of their lives. Like maybe someone was going through something, but they took their kids to the wrestling show and Waves and Curls was able to brighten up their day. Now they're talking about it on the car ride home, giving them just lasting memories they can talk about at the dinner table, at family gatherings. Like that's the most important thing for me. Yes, I want a contract. Yes, I want to be a big name and all that, but also at the end of the day, what we do here is a service. We're serving people. We're in the service industry, in a kind of a sense. We're here to make these moments and memories for people. So that's what I want it to be for me. Just make sure people have a good time. That's it.
And I think I like my favorite thing that I've done in wrestling right now is like I've opened it to like some people that I know that wouldn't like they wouldn't be like they wouldn't have an idea to be a wrestler. You know what I mean? Like I already had a couple friends that like, you know, they're trying to turn their life around to go into wrestling. And I feel like that was a big thing. Like I wanted to change how people view wrestling kind of deal. You know, not in the sense of like of watching wrestling, more of like this is a career path that you can take if you don't like if you know if something doesn't work out for you.
Yeah.
Because like at the end of the day, when I wanted to become a wrestler, there was a lot of people like that I like in my circle was just like, oh, like you sure about that? Like real that's random, like that's weird, like that's different, you know what I mean? And I wanted to not be that. Like you know what I'm saying? It's it's a choice, but it's a rewarding choice if you stick with it. So I think just like being like the first, I wouldn't say in my city because you know there's people like JT Dunn and stuff like that, but it's not a big city. So like, you know, I want to be known for that, like, you know.
Yeah. Well, guys, I can't thank you enough for doing this. And once again, thank you guys so much. I remember going to XWA when you guys were behind concessions doing popcorn. So the fact that all these years later, I got to see your transformation be on shows with you. I told Traevon, like, at first I was nervous when Teddy told me his first ever show to work with you guys at intermission. Like, seriously, thank you guys for everything.
Oh, for sure, bro.
Of course, man. Of course.
And I appreciate it. Keep making the memories. Down the line, we'll have to do a part 2 or something.
Hell yeah.
I'm most definitely with it.
Thank you for doing this. And thank everybody for watching this episode. This was Best for Business.
Thank you for watching this episode of Best for Business. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, because this is Best for Business.